Hello everyone, myself Dr. Vibhava Desai. I welcome you to the session on sales and distribution management. The areas of discussion will be introduction to sales management, recruitment, selection and training of sales staff, sales quotas and sales territories, overview of personal selling and channels of distribution. What is sales management? The sales function of a business is a basic function of management. All business starts with orders, no sales revenue. No sales revenue, no business. This simple technique makes the salesman prime mover of our economy. Modern sales management is identical with marketing management. Sales is the lifeblood of business. The ultimate object of all production is sales, and without sales, no business would survive. Competition in business is no wrong, but to face competition, salesmanship activities has to be perfect. In short, selling is a personal or impersonal process of assisting or persuading a prospective customer to buy a commodity or a service, or to act favorable upon an idea that has commercial significance to seller. American Marketing Association defines sales management means the planning, direction and control of personal selling, including recruiting, selecting, equipping, assigning, routing, supervising, paying and motivating, as these tasks apply to the personal sales force. What is nature of sales management? It is integrated with marketing management. It has relationship with selling. Sales management has varying sales responsibilities. Then what is the recruitment of sales staff? Recruiting is a process to discover the sources of manpower, to meet the requirements of staffing schedule and to employ the effective measures for attracting that manpower in adequate number to facilitate effective selection of an efficient workforce. The recruitment process of the sales staff has been divided as follows. Conducting job analysis becomes the first step, wherein you need to analyze the environment, determine the duties and responsibilities, observe and record the various tasks of the job which are actually performed. Then you have to prepare the job description. It includes planning, selling, servicing, communicating. Then you have to develop a set of job specification. It means acceptable qualifications that an employee must possess to perform a given job successfully. And then you have to attract the pool of applicants, wherein the screening of applicants to get the high caliber salespeople is done. The next process is selection. A successful recruitment campaign results in a good number of applicants. The next task is to select the most suitable person from these applicants. The selection process involves choosing the candidates who best meet the qualifications and have the greatest aptitude for job. Objective of effective selection is to match individual characteristics with the requirements of job. Next is process of selection. The first step, initial screening. Based on job description and job specifications, some of the applicants can be eliminated in initial screening interview. It assumes special significance when the number of applicants are large. Second step, formal application form. Those candidates who get successfully through initial screening interview are supposed to fill in the prescribed formal application form. Third stage, employment test. These tasks help in evaluating the candidates by assessing specific aptitudes, psychological factors such as ability to reason, learning ability, temperament, etc. Then we have a comprehensive interview. The interviewers review the completed application form to refrain asking questions which are already asked. It enables the interviewer to judge individuals' ability in oral communication, personal appearance, manners and attitude towards selling. Then we have reference checking. References provide information about applicant not available to any other source. Some employers deny the value of references, saying that references hesitate to criticize personal friends or ex-employees, and there is a chance. Physical examination. Since good health is important to a salesperson's success, most companies require physical examinations. Due to the relatively high cost, it comes as last step. Then we have making the selection as a final step. The applicant's goal and ambitions must be matched against present and future opportunities, challenges and other types of rewards that are offered by present job and company. A decision to hire is followed by a formal offer with specified details, and the term should be in writing for the protection of both recruit as well as the firm. Next aspect about sales management is sales training. Sales training is defined as those things which are done to help salespeople to gain a mastery in skills, concepts, behaviors and attitudes that will enhance their expertise in influencing prospects to make positive purchasing decisions. Sales training program is based on 5 decisions, that is called as ACME: aim, content, method, execution, evaluation. Aim: specific training aims have to be defined. The initial training needs based on job specification, background and experience of trainees. Sales related marketing policies and continuing training needs based on change in sales related marketing policies, procedures, change in work of sales personnel have to be determined. Second step, content. A training program must cover following key aspects like company knowledge, product knowledge, knowledge of competitors, industry, customer and market knowledge, knowledge of selling process. Third is methods. Sales training can be imparted through group training, lectures, case discussion, role playing, gaming, on-the-job training, correspondence course, etc. Individual training can be imparted through sales conferences, interactive video disc. Combination training can be given as a refresher training. Then execution. While executing the sales training program, training objectives, type of training, trainers and trainees have to be considered. Next is evaluation. Sales training program effectiveness have to be checked. Sales managers should decide how far sales objectives and specific goals have been met. Companies are interested in assessing reaction and knowledge during sales training, while small companies put more emphasis on results and attitudes in evaluating their training programs. Next concept is sales quota. Sales quota is estimated volume of sales that a company expects to secure within a definite period of time. It may be defined as a goal of sales accomplishment, a task objective, or a standard that a sales organization strives to attain. Sales quotas are closely related to sales forecasting and sales budgets. Sales forecast is the company's decision on the total sales volume objectives. Quota should be simple, fair, justifiable, incentive based and coordinating with company activities. Sales quota should have commonly following objectives. First, to provide quantitative performance standards, to motivate desired performance, to obtain effective budgetary control over sales and to use in connection with sales contest. Then sales territories. One of the most difficult and at the same time important aspects of sales planning is dividing the company's marketing area into units for assignment to the company's salesman or distributor. Sales territory is the basic unit of sales planning and sales control, representing a certain segment of the future sales and profits of the company. Territories are determined by considering the following factors: market potentials, transport, competition, demand for the product, extent and policy of sales development, volume of business which is necessary to cover a territory, methods of distribution, economic conditions, type of the product, ability of a salesman, reasonable equality of opportunity for salesman. The next important aspect of sales management comes as personal selling process. Salespeople perform many activities which can be grouped into selling and non-selling. Selling activities are discussed further in personal selling process. So the first step of personal selling process comes as prospecting. A salesman has to be up to date on product knowledge, should know about competitors, should get the references from existing customers, suppliers, distributors. A salesman should find the customers who would be his customers in future. Then we have a pre-approach. Before actually visiting the prospect, salespeople must know as much as possible about the prospects. They should know their present consumption and usage. Third step, approach. Greeting the prospect, cordial start, personal appearance are the techniques to be followed by salesman. Fourth step, presentation and demonstration. A crucial task of selling is communicating a product story to buyer. A typical sales presentation follows AIDA approach. A is attention, I is interest, D is desire to buy, and A is finally a buying action. Fifth step, handling objections. During sales presentation, a salesman may encounter objections from the prospect. Prospect may object as there is a natural tendency. Prospect do not appreciate the benefits offered, poor sales presentation, lack of understanding. Well, objections may be handled by directly denying, by convincing, by boomerang or translation, by compensation method, and sometimes by questioning. The next stage is closing the sale. The final step in selling plan is to close the sale. All the preliminaries in the selling plan like prospecting, pre-approach, approach, demonstration are focused on this object. Closing the customer is making the customer yes to your presentation. Satisfactory completion of each step results into closing the sale. Later, Follow-up and maintenance can be handled by a salesman as a customer relationship management. The next important part of sales and distribution is channels of distribution. Philip Kotler has defined the channel of distribution as a set of interdependent organizations involved in the process of making a product or service available for use or consumption by the consumer or business user. Channels are wholesalers, retailers, agents, stockists, and any intermediary who is responsible for the flow of goods and services. Wholesalers. Wholesaling is concerned with those people or establishments which sell to retailers and other merchants and industrial, institutional and commercial users, but that do not sell in the large amount to customers. Functions of wholesaler may include sales and promotion of chosen company products, buying the assortments of goods to be handled, breaking bulk to suit the customer requirements, transportation of goods, bearing the risk which are associated with business. Retailing. Retailing, it involves all activities involved in selling or renting consumer products and services which are directly to ultimate customers for their personal or home consumption. A consumer selects a retailer based on several factors like price, location of the store, the merchandise selection available, the help salespeople give in the store, and any special services to be provided, and fairness in the dealings. This is what we know in short about sales management. Thank you.